gonna give y'all a chance to tap back in, man. Hopefully that wasn't no inconvenience for the kids, man. But I had to deal with the client, man. Y'all know how I go, man. When you're in business for yourself and you kind of handle all the business by yourself, then you gotta tend to the clients, man. But we ain't gonna have any more interruptions. I'm free to build for about an hour, 15 minutes, man. So hopefully y'all got some time to tap in with the kid once again. So we back. Apologies for the last stream. Had to cut that real short because I had to tend to the client. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to tap in. Then I'm gonna go back into vent mode. So I'm gonna give y'all a chance to tap in. And we gonna start this conversation back up. Sean, peace, what's the word for sure, man? Been a minute, man. Like I said, been chilling. Been chilling and doing the knowledge out here, man. Been doing some researching and some reading and all that type of good stuff, man. Been chilling, man. Trying to follow a more strict schedule when it comes to just business. All right, Montel, welcome back, everybody. And before I forget, man, I want to give y'all Mr. Barbados. You already know Khalid Muhammad, man. That's the GOAT, man, the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. You already know. But I want to give y'all this book recommendation, man. This is a solid book. Lindell, peace, what's happening? Post-traumatic slave syndrome. This right here is a very solid book. I feel like every black person, black man, black woman need to read this book. Ashley, peace, queen, what's happening? But I feel like this book right here, if you haven't already read this book, man, please get this book. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's a pretty solid book. Joy DeGruy, written by the Queen, Joy DeGruy. That's a pretty solid book, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. It's a book that I'm breaking down right now, man. It is a very, very solid book, and I feel like all black people need to add this book to their library. If you don't read one book, make sure it's this one, man, because it's a pretty solid book. But that's my book recommendation for today. It's the book that I'm currently breaking down. But back to what I was talking about in regards to the New Year's resolution and just waiting until January to pursue the goals. Like, at the end of the day, I really don't get that mentality. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that you know you need to do and you realize that you need to do it in October and November, why are you postponing that until January? You're not guaranteed to be here January 1st. You don't know how your life will change from October, November to January. It's a lot that can happen in that so-called short time span. It's a lot that can happen that can change your whole entire life. So if you making goals talking about, I'm gonna start pursuing this, I'm gonna start doing this, that, and the third in January, then your whole life changed from November to January, and now you gotta postpone it. It's like, that's why I say the best time to implement something and put it into motion is right now. Like I said, if you know you need to get in shape, if you know you need to start exercising more, do it right now. I can't afford a gym membership. So what? You can work out at the crib for free. You can go outside for free. So stop making all of these excuses in regards to why you got to start pursuing something in January. Oh, I'm going to wait till the holidays. Why? Like, nobody can give me a legit reason. Because the financial excuse, that's dead once I tell you you can work out for free. So once I tell you you can work out for free at your crib or outside, the excuses are done when it comes to fitness. If you know you need to start reading more books, I don't even understand why you would postpone something like that, because that's easy to start right now. It's easy to start. But a lot of times, man, people have all of these goals and New Year's, new me, and they done already did the studies. Like, people abandon those New Year's resolutions in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I forgot the exact amount of weeks, man, but it's like 2 or 3 weeks when people abandon those resolutions. So why would I even continue to make these resolutions? But every January, people do this. And y'all know I'm in the fitness space as a trainer, so I get hit with it every January. People coming out the gate telling me they ready to start taking their health and fitness more seriously. I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm done entertaining these type of individuals. I'm not accepting the new year, new me folks. I'm good with the people that I currently have. I'm not accepting these individuals. Man, if it took you, listen, if you know you needed to get in shape this whole time and you want to wait until January to try to get serious, I'm not taking you seriously. You can go to other trainers. You can go to somebody else. Because you know you needed to get in shape in December. You know you needed to get in shape in November. Like, you knew that. You waited until January. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to get all the partying out your system. You wanted to get all the liquor in and out your system. You wanted to get all the trash food that people eat for Thanksgiving and Christmas in and out your system. So I ain't taking you seriously. I ain't taking you seriously. Listen, if you know you need to start exercising and today is Thursday, ain't nothing stopping you from exercising on Thursday. Get over the OCD. Get over that. I'm going to wait till Monday to start fresh. Nah, the time to start fresh is the time you realize you need to do something. If you know you need to do something right now today, start the process right now today. You ain't got to wait till Monday. You ain't got to wait till the beginning of a week. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Start on Thursday. It won't kill you to start on Thursday, man. It will not kill you to start something on Thursday. It won't kill you to start something on Friday. It won't kill you to start something on Saturday, especially if it's for the betterment of you. It won't harm you. I'm telling you, it will not harm you. It will not harm you at all. Lindell, hey, we don't play with him at all. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Oh, Sharifman for sure. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. Like, I used to be, the New Year's stuff, I stopped that. But I definitely was one of the ones that say, well, I just start on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I realize something on Wednesday, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start at the beginning of the next week. But what started happening was I get to Monday and I come up with some more excuses. Like, you know what? Nah, man, I ain't feeling it. Like I said, a lot can happen between Wednesday and Monday to where now you postponing it even further. So I used to be one of them ones that then when Monday hit, you coming up with all type of excuses. So like I said, the more time you give yourself to think, see, that's all, like, again, we become our own enemy. So the more time you give yourself to think in regards to things that you need to do, the more reasons you're going to come up with in regards to why you shouldn't do it. So sometimes thinking can become our enemy when it comes to things we know we need to do. Thinking can become our enemy, man. When you know you need to do something, just do it. Just do it. Do not think about it. Because the more you think about it, the more you're going to come up with reasons as to why you shouldn't start now or start next week. You're going to come up with a lot of reasons. And in your head, they're going to be making sense. So it's like I tell people, man, when you know you need to do something, start right now. Don't even think about it. Just start. It's that effortless effort, man. Just do it. I need to work out. Exercise now. Or exercise. The first moment you have some downtime to exercise, do it. I need to start eating better. Do it right now. If you ain't got no healthy food in your house, go buy some. If you got some fruits and vegetables in your house, cook them. Or eat them raw. Whatever the case may be, consume them right now. Soon as you realize it. Start drinking water. I need to drink more water. Start drinking the water. Soon as you realize it. Soon as you realize it. Put it into motion ASAP. Stop playing with yourself. Stop postponing your greatness. Airview, peace, what's happening? C squared, peace, what's the word? Terenzo, what's happening? My sister, introverted empath, what's happening? Mr. Barbados, for sure. No excuses at all. And that's all we do is make excuses. Literally. We make excuses. Any reason that somebody would give me, it's not a reason, it's an excuse. And I can literally counter it every time. When somebody come to me and say, I need to start working out, but I'm gonna wait, and I hit them with the why, and they start giving me all these excuses, I literally have a counter for all of it. You can't use your kids, you can't use your finances, you can't use lack of time, you just can't do it. I got something for all of that. I have a counter for all of these excuses. So when I give you a counter for all the excuses, it's going to boil down to you just being lazy, lacking the discipline, all of that. Not holding yourself accountable, it's going to come down to all of that. But I got a counter for every excuse, literally. Literally. Introverted, man, listen, when people tell me what they cannot stop eating, I look at people all the time. When people say, man, you know what I'm saying, I could never go vegan or something like that because, man, I can't stop eating pork or I can't stop eating whatever it is. I can't stop eating chicken. I look at them and I'm like, dude, do you realize I was in the same boat? I was eating just as much pork, chicken, all of that, beef, all of that. I was eating just as much of that as everybody else. So I was addicted to the bad foods just like everybody else. And I was able to say, you know what? This food ain't sitting well with me. It doesn't make me feel good. It's time for me to stop. So it ain't about what I wanted to do. I did what I needed to do. I did what I had to do. So when people start, man, I just can't stop eating the pork. Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? If you was on your deathbed and your doctor told you that, hey, man, the reason why you're on this deathbed is because you consume too much of this pork. You need to let the pork go. What you gonna do then? You gonna do what you have to do. You gonna do what you need to do. And that's what I did. Except for I didn't wait for a near-death situation to cause me to do that. I'm trying to prevent that. So I'm like, anything that could cause me to get on this deathbed a little too early, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate it right now. I may not want to, but I need to do it because I'm trying to preserve my life. I'm trying to increase the longevity of my life. I'm trying to increase my lifespan. So it ain't about what I want to do. It's about what I need to do. So when those people start talking like that, it's always funny because you can stop eating anything. Like you literally can. When people act like they cannot stop eating a certain type of food, especially when it's a food that's not necessarily healthy for you, that's funny. Because yes, you can. You mean to tell me the food got that much of a hold on you? The food got that much power over you to where you feel like you can't stop eating it? That means they have done a good job in regards to the additives that they put in the food. They have done a great job with the additives because now you feel like you can't stop eating something. That means that food has a very strong impact over you. But yet you want to criticize the people that's doped up out here, the people that's on all these drugs. But yet you feel like you can't let the pork go. You a pork fiend. You know what I'm saying? So that pork got a hold of you. You a pork fiend out here. You can't let the pork go because of the additives, aka the drugs that they put in the pork that got you hooked, got you addicted. So you could easily let some food go, man. Stop telling yourself that nonsense. I'm with you, though. I cannot stand when people tell me that. Because, yes, you can. Ray Shine, JF, peace, what's happening? Beast by Bless Zone Out, peace, what's the word? You say, how did you break procrastination? I deal with the same. Procrastination, the way I break it is exactly what I'm saying. I stop waiting to do things. So when I know I need to do something, I just start doing it. And I'll figure out the details later. You know what I'm saying? Learn as you go type deal. So when it's something that I know I need to do, the way to beat the procrastination for me is to do it. So if I know, like if I want to write a book, the best thing for me to do is to just start writing the book as soon as it comes up in my mind to do it. Because if I start trying to plot, plan, and strategize, listen, I'm a procrastinate. I'm gonna do it. That's the way I work. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the type of person, because a lot of people say I'll set deadlines and stuff like that. I'm the type of person, if I set a deadline, then I'm still gonna procrastinate. So the way for me to counter my procrastination, forget all the deadlines and all that, it's the moment that I know I want to do something or I need to do something, I have just got to start putting in the work immediately. That's how I counter my procrastination. So if it's something that I know I need to do, I start the process ASAP, as soon as it enters my mind, to the best of my abilities. Now, if I'm someone where I can't start the process right then and there, as soon as I'm able to, I start the process. That is how I counter procrastination. That is how I conquer procrastination. So the moment I know I need to do something, I put that into motion ASAP. It ain't gonna be perfect, but hey, you live and you learn. You live and you learn. So I just start doing things the moment it pops up in my mind. Some people would say that's impulsive, but I feel like that helps me with my procrastination. Because I'm one of the ones, man, I'm going to think my way out of a situation. I'm going to think of all the reasons why I shouldn't do this. So forget all of that thinking. This is something that I know I need to do. Let me just go ahead and get to it. I'll figure out everything else along the way. And that's been working well for me. Sweet Tea, peace, what's happening? That's been working well for me, man. I'm not planning and all that type of stuff. A lot of people swear by planning and all that. Planning is cool to an extent for me, but it don't necessarily work. Because once I start seeing dates and all that, all I see is, I need to finish this book. Okay, we in December. I say, all right, I'm going to finish this book by March. So once I write that down, it's like I'm looking at it like that. Like, man, I got until March. I ain't going to start on the book until March. So that type of stuff don't work for me, man. I just if I know I need to write this book, best thing for me to do is just start writing the book. And I'm going to finish it when I finish it. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to write. I got to start. But when I put something on the calendar and say I need to finish this by this date, I'm gonna procrastinate. Just like when I was in school. They gave us a paper that was due. That paper was due in a month. Guess when I started the paper? Guess when I started the paper? I started that paper. If it's December 9th or 10th right now, and that paper was due January 9th, I'm gonna start that paper January 7th. You know what I'm saying? So the deadlines and all that type of stuff, it don't necessarily work for my procrastination. I might come up with a date halfway through the process, like, all right, man, I'm halfway done with this book. I feel like I should be done in probably the next 30 days or something. Then I might slap a date to it. But as far as like the beginning process, I just started. Shantae, Peach Queen, what's happening? I just started. I ain't got time for all that, man, because when I sit down and do all of that, that's just give me reason to procrastinate even more. Like, I'm terrible with it. When I see that date, because I start telling myself, well, you work better under pressure, things like that. So I don't do that. I don't do that at all. Just get right to it. Especially if nothing is stopping you. If nothing is preventing you from starting the process right now, then what you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Whatever your goal is right now, I'm going to ask you, what are you waiting on? What you waiting on? Money? What you waiting on? Time? What you waiting on your kids to grow up? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? I guarantee you, even when it comes to like business and stuff like that, I've heard people say, man, you need money to start that. Man, listen, where there's a will, there's a way. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. When it comes to certain things, man, the excuses that I've heard, especially when it comes to business and doing your own thing, one of the main excuses for that is you need money. For one, you would be surprised of the small amount of money that you may need for a lot of these businesses that you're thinking about starting. Then when it comes to other goals, the main excuse is lack of time. But like I said, we always want to say we don't have time to pursue certain things, yet we spend most of our time on social media, on our cell phones. So I find that hard to believe that a large portion of the population don't have enough time to like take their health seriously, mentally and physically. The moment you tell me you don't have time, I'm going to ask you, how much time do you spend on social media? And I guarantee you it's more time than you need to be spending on social media. And that time that you are spending on social media can be spent elsewhere. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. We waste a lot of time on social media. A lot of time. We waste a lot of time on social media. And when I say waste, like I literally mean that. Now, if you being productive with your time on social media, then at that point you are not wasting it. Or should I say efficient? You know what I'm saying? So if you tapped into some things that's elevating your mental and your physical health, then you're not wasting time. But for the most part, we literally wasting time. We scrolling, we tapping into things that serve no purpose, that's not helping elevate us and take us to the next level. Like those are the things that we tapping into that will result in a waste of time. Tamika Peach Queen, what's happening? So if you on social media and you wasting your time, but then you want to cry about the lack of time that you do have, got to make a sacrifice. You got to make a sacrifice. And one of the main things that we have to sacrifice is entertainment. So when it comes to your health and fitness, man, you got to sacrifice your entertainment. You got to sacrifice this time you spending on social media. You got to sacrifice this time you spending watching all these apps, Netflix, Hulu, all that type of nonsense. You got to sacrifice some time to take your health more seriously. Sacrifice that time. I guarantee you, it's when I used to work at the bank and people would come into the bank and they would act like they don't have enough money to do certain things. Well, when you analyze their account, you would see that, man, you wasting $300-400 a month on some nonsense that you don't need. So if you cut out all of these unnecessary expenses, then you would definitely have enough money to do what it is that you need to do. And this was everybody. This was everybody that would come into the bank complaining about the lack of money that they have. That's because you wasting most of your money. You spending all of your money on these things that's serving you no purpose. And people will be surprised when you would print out like they bank statement and you will run it down with them like, man, you spending this on every month on this, you spending this every month on that, and you don't need this. You can cut this out and you can save yourself $150 a month. What can you do with that extra $150 a month? Like, you would be surprised. Man, when I used to work at the bank, man, them people used to be straight surprised at how much money they was actually wasting. And I get like Starbucks, people buying coffee. Man, you will be surprised at how much money a person can save just by not going to Starbucks, not going to get coffee every morning, something that you don't need. Something as simple as Starbucks, and that's just Starbucks. We ain't even gonna get to the entertainment with all these apps. People that have Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, they have all of this stuff that they paying for. I'm like, man, if you cut out a few of those and just get one, you saving yourself some money along with the Starbucks. So we already at probably about $80 to $100. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. I'm telling you, when I used to analyze these people's bank statements, people were not as broke as they was making themselves out to be. It was just mismanaging their funds, man. They were spending their money on the wrong things, spending their money on things that didn't matter. All the time. I mean, it's easy. Man, we was easily helping people realize that they was wasting about $200 to $300 a month easily. Easily. Lorenzo for sure. And as KRS-One called it, edutainment as well. You know what I'm saying? Tamika, and that's exactly, putting it on paper is exactly what we used to do. Print out the bank statement, highlighting it. Just highlighting it. And it's almost like they was embarrassed, like, whoa, like I could have all type of money. I got all type of money saved up. So when we would print out them bank statements and highlight it for them, like, man, you spending this on Starbucks every day. People go to Starbucks every day. Every day. This ain't every other day. And this is just that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for some things to cut out, like those are the sacrifices that you have to make. And you will save a lot of money. You will save a lot of money. But man, I'm telling you, like, hey, Starbucks had people in a bind when I was working at the bank. That was one of the main ones. That's the reason why I brought it up. That was one of the main ones that people didn't realize how much money they was spending. Like with other, like the apps, like Netflix and Hulu, like knowing how much you spend. People, when you would bring up something like Starbucks, they like, that man, I'm spending that much. Like I'm spending that much on every day, like on a weekly basis. Like, whoa, that's crazy. That's crazy. So that's why I would bring up Starbucks, because that's one of the ones that go under the radar. Like I done seen some people start saving nice amounts of money, which saving is not something I care for. I more so care to invest, but I watch folks save money just by eliminating something like Starbucks. Save a lot of money. I watched it. Nick, peace, what's happening? Bobby, peace, what's the word? B. Paulie, peace, what's happening? Yeah, Patrick, not making your money work for you at all. And it's already bad enough that we don't spend the money with each other. So we already mismanaging our funds, and then we're not spending the money with one another. So that's already all bad. You know what I'm saying? So we already mismanaging our funds, and then we not spending the money with our community. So it's like, come on, man. We got to do something right. Manage the funds correctly, man. If you're not going to spend it with your community, at least try to manage your funds correctly. Tamika, for sure, exactly. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the process of moving, you like, man, I did not know I had all. You start finding things that you thought you lost years ago, like it get crazy. And that's what happens when people start really analyzing the bank statements and whatnot in regards to just trying to save money. When you analyze it on that paper, and matter of fact, it's always best to have that third party sometimes, or that second party. When somebody else prints it out for you and they going through it, it's really a slap in the face. Because it's almost embarrassing, because another person is looking at you like, dude, you would have $300-400 extra if you wasn't spending it on this. So it's a big reality check when somebody else is doing it for you. Because you get your bank statements every month. You can get the e-statement, or you can get your bank statement mailed to you. So people get bank statements every month. People don't look at them though. But when you go to the bank and your banker actually prints it out and goes over it with you, that's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. Oh, B, man, we all good. We all good. B. Paul, you say, do you think eating better helps make better financial decisions? It could help, but I would say at the end of the day, what's going to help us make better financial decisions is us being educated. We are financially illiterate as a collective, as a whole. So I just feel like us being educated, like eating better, of course, brings clarity to the mind, but it's a little bit deeper than that. We lack the proper education in regards to just financial literacy in general. So we need to be educated. We need to be educated on how to make the money work for us. We need to be educated on how to build the generational wealth. So we need to be educated. So I feel like that's the main bulk of the problem, is the lack of education in regards to just financial literacy in general. You know what I'm saying? We just not educated. We not educated at all, man. When you start something as simple as life insurance, like eating better won't help you understand life insurance. Somebody gotta break it down to you. Somebody gotta break down to you how important and how valuable life insurance is when it comes to wealth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the education is there. You would be surprised that all the black folks that don't have something as simple as life insurance. I've talked about this before, but it's just crazy. Something as simple as life insurance, people will be like, man, I can't afford to spend whatever the premium is. But again, you spending it on Starbucks. Just eliminate the Starbucks, get the life insurance policy. And you'll be surprised once depending on the life insurance policy that you get, you'll be able to tap into it. You know what I'm saying? You need to have a down payment for a house or something. You done had this life insurance policy since you was 20. Instead of you having to tap into your savings, your own money, you can use that life insurance policy to fund that. Like you get that life insurance policy early enough, by the time you reach the age to where you making these type of decisions where you may need a lump sum of cash, you got that. Along with money that you invested in saving up. So these are things that we need to be educated on. But a lot of times as black people, man, we not getting the proper education on the financial literacy until we mid to late 20s, early 30s, sometimes in our 40s. So we don't get the head start like everybody else. We start off all bad. Sometimes you got your parents to where they messing your credit up before you are even 18. So we be having situations like that. Nappy Ted, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Yeah, Sweet Tea definitely brings the clarity. You know what I'm saying? It definitely does that. Oh, Nick, for sure. Yeah, depending on the one depending on the one, yes, untaxed. And that's what, like I said, I was chopping it up. Hey, one thing I would say about these white folks, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Y'all already know though. I'm gonna tell you a secret about these white folks. These white folks don't have no problem telling you the truth in regards to this stuff. And why do I say that? Again, that's why sometimes I read these books by these white folks. Because some of these white folks don't realize, like, the way the world is set up, they already know that pretty much everything is in their favor. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have problems breaking down the game to you. Because they already know it's like it's not enough of y'all gonna listen anyway. You know what I'm saying? Enough of y'all ain't gonna listen anyway. So it ain't gonna hurt if I tell you this information. Because your people not gonna pick up no books, your people ain't gonna read, so they already looking at us in that light. So I done got a lot of game from them. They gonna reveal a lot. They may not reveal everything, but they gonna reveal just enough. They gonna reveal just enough. They gonna reveal just enough to you. So I got a lot of that information from them. I'm gonna use them. You know what I'm saying? Just like they would use us. I'm gonna use them. Like, give me this information. Give me this information. What all you know? Give me this information. And I'm going to tell you another thing that works when you are in business as a black man. Keep one of them white folks on your squad. Keep one of them white folks that's trusted on your squad, because when you need things like loans from banks, if you're going to take that route, have that white representative go. Have that white representative go. See, this how we got to pimp them out how they did us. Like, man, I need something from this bank. But if I go in there as a brother, they ain't gonna let me do it. So we gonna have you go on behalf of this company. Put you on the account and whatnot. We gonna have you go on behalf of this company, and we gonna have you talk to them and get the loan. We gotta use them. We gotta use these white folks that talk about Black Lives Matter. We gonna use them. We gonna use them just like they would use us. You know how they use us when they need listen, when I worked at the bank, right? One of the banks I worked at, when they was trying to expand into the urban neighborhoods, y'all know what the word stuff. So when they trying to reach that demographic, who you think they gonna send to talk to the kids? Me. They gonna send a black person. So they use us all the time when they trying to reach different crowds. When they trying to reach the black crowd, they gonna use us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna use them when I'm trying to tap into the white crowd. I'm gonna go get their white friend. We all got that one white friend that think he's down for the cause. We gonna use him. All right, you down for the cause? Go ahead and go get that loan from me. So we gonna use we gonna use their money and not ours. Go in there and get that money for me. So we gotta start pimping them out. Nappy, man, and I can imagine, because I seen it firsthand working in the base, so I can only imagine what happened. I can only imagine. B. Pauly, for sure. That's actually where I got the idea from. Neely Fuller Jr., his book. That's when I really started tapping into these white folks, man. Like I said, man, I got books by Donald Trump. Hey, for real, you know what I'm saying? He drops a lot of information in his books. People like, oh man, what you read? Black person see me reading a book about Donald Trump. They like, oh my gosh, you're a Trump supporter. No, Trump is putting a lot of this information in these books, and I'm finna get this information. If that means I'm a Trump supporter, so be it. I don't really care. I'm getting this information. So Renzo, my brother, appreciate the donation. For sure, Lorenzo, like they say, reading is fundamental. Fun for the mental, you know? Sweet Tea, what you say, no disrespect, but I'm tired of people posting GoFundMes and expecting others to pay for things a simple life insurance policy could cover. Definitely. Definitely. And then this is my thing about the GoFundMe situation that aggravates me. People start the GoFundMes and then they get upset with people for not donating. Now, granted, I want to believe that we should take care of our own people, but listen, like you said, Sweet Tea, a simple life insurance policy would have fixed that whole situation where you did not need the GoFundMe. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at people for not donating to you. That's suspect. Like when you start the GoFundMe and you start getting mad at people for not donating, I'm definitely not donating. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not about to throw money to the cause. Like, you getting in your feelings because people are not donating for something that y'all should have, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should have had that life insurance policy to handle that situation. And it really wasn't no excuse as to why you didn't have one. But what you can't do is get mad at people for not donating. Like, we can't do that. That's almost like on some Umar Johnson type, that like we cannot be criticizing people for not donating. We can't be doing that. Clocks in, peace, my brother, what's happening? Akuma, peace, what's happening? But yeah, we can't be criticizing folks, man, for not donating, man. We can't be doing that. But a lot of people do that when they start these GoFundMes, man. When a family member passes and all that type of stuff, man, they start to GoFundMe, people don't donate, then they get mad, talking about ain't nobody loves such and such. Like, y'all not about to guilt trip me into donating. You're not about to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you loved your family member enough, you would have got the life insurance policy for them. So don't be trying to accuse us of not loving such and such when obviously y'all didn't love them enough to give them the life insurance policy or teach them about the life insurance policy. So you're not gonna guilt trip people into donating. We gotta stop that. We gotta stop that for sure. We definitely gotta stop that, man. We got a long way to go as black people, man, and that's why I'm always talking to black people, because we got a long way to go. Orlando, peace, what's happening? We have a very long way to go, man. We have literally, my brother Antonio, PG, what's happening? But we have literally not made as much progress as people like to think. As a collective, we got a very long way to go. Very long way to go. Like, we have a very long way to go. And that's why I be so adamant in regards to just teaching what's right and exact in regards to knowledge of self when it comes to my people. We could never neglect that, man, because we are still in 2021, going into 2022. We are still deaf, dumb, and blind at a very high percentage. Very high percentage. Oh, Nick, for sure. Yeah, we ain't even gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? When the person was alive, the energy. you know? So definitely don't criticize me, especially like if I didn't know the person, you know what I'm saying? If I didn't know the person personally, like I'm not obligated to donate to somebody just because I was a fan of them. You know what I'm saying? So if I was a fan of somebody and something happens to him, I'm really not obligated to donate. Like, no, you can't criticize me. Be like, man, y'all ain't really love such and such. No, we was fans of him. We don't know him to love him. Y'all was the ones that's family and friends of him. Y'all the ones that should have loved him enough to, as you said, speak life into him and make sure they had what was needed just in case a situation like that happened. But people love to play the guilt trip role, man, and I'm not one to fall for that. I ain't want to fall for that nonsense, man. I know my heart is pure and genuine. If I want to donate to something, I'ma donate. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got it, I'ma donate. If I fool with said individual and said cause. If I don't have it, or if I don't fool with said individual and said cause, then I will not donate. And I won't feel any type of way about it. Like can't nobody guilt trip me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't make me feel bad about something that I'm not obligated to do. That's the wrong approach. That's the wrong approach my way. But we just got to do better with handling our business while we are here. We got to do better, man. We got to do better as black people with handling our business while we are here. We do not do the greatest job, man. We are not prepared for emergencies, man. We are not. So we got to do better collectively in regards to preparing for these emergencies out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know. You don't know how life gonna come at you, man. So you always got to be prepared. You always got to be prepared for the unpredictable, man. And that's why, and that correlates with the theme of this particular stream, man, because you do not know how your life is going to unfold from now into January the 1st. As they say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. That's my motto. I live by that. I'm staying ready. You know what I'm saying? So when things pop off, you know what I'm saying, I'm already ready. I was already prepared for it. I'm not going to postpone that. Like, I'm going to get ready in January. I'm going to start my preparation in February. No, you won't. What if something happened between now and February, man? Like, you done pushed it back to February. What if you got a close friend, a family member that done passed? Now what you going to do? Now you waited to February and you done had a situation that transpired. Now you got to push it back to March and April. Then when March and April hit, you got another excuse. Orlando, and that's what it's all about, your legacy. You know what I'm saying? What are we leaving behind for the next generation to show and prove that we was here and show and prove what we did while we was here? You know what I'm saying? 100, 200 years from now, man, we need to have things in place. We need to have things that we built right now today to where generations of 200 years from now can be like, oh, man, these people 200 years ago, hey, my ancestors 200 years ago was about that life. Just like we got pyramids. Our ancestors left pyramids to where they cannot duplicate these pyramids to this day. That's a legacy. Like our ancestors demonstrated their power by leaving pyramids, something that people cannot duplicate to this day. That was their mark on civilization. Like, man, we gonna leave something behind that they gonna have a hard time figuring out how to recreate it. They left pyramids. They're like, man, they gonna think that some aliens created the pyramids. That's how deep we about to get with it. They can't recreate the pyramids if they tried to. So it's all about that legacy, man. What you leaving behind for the next generation. I'm talking about the generations that's going to precede the next generation and the generation after them and the generation after them. I'm talking 200 years from now. What we leaving around for them? What we leaving around for that generation 200 years from now? What type of history are we leaving for them? That's important. It may not feel like it's important because physically you're not going to be here in this form. So it may feel like that's irrelevant, but it's not. It's not. As we say, man, like energy is not created nor destroyed. It only changes forms or only transforms. So we got to make sure we leaving a powerful legacy behind because that's that energy that we talking about that can't be created nor destroyed and is going to lead to transformation. So that's why we got to make sure we leave in the proper legacy because that's going to be the transformation. That's going to help with the transformation of society in the future. And I don't know about you all, but I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. Kuma for sure, man, and that's a big problem with us, man. Like I said, we too goofy, man. We don't take things seriously enough. That's my honest critique on my people. We don't take things seriously enough, man. Everything is a joke. You know what I'm saying? You start talking about life insurance with a group of black people, I guarantee you it's gonna turn into a laughing matter. People ain't gonna take it as seriously as they should, and you're gonna end up getting frustrated with that experience. Because again, you're gonna have, if it's 10 of you all, you're gonna have 5 or 6 of them that just think it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be frustrating. Black people do not take things seriously enough, man. I feel like that's part of our problem. We just think too much is a joke, man. Like we, again, always want to be entertained. And again, entertainment is relative, man, subjective to the person. Because to me, learning about these things is entertaining. To me, being educated is entertaining, but people don't see it like that. But for the most part, when it comes to the serious topics that need to be discussed amongst black people, man, people don't be taking it seriously enough, man. Hence why it's hard for us to make the progress that we really need to make as a people, because people don't be wanting to have these serious conversations until something happens. Reactive. You know what I'm saying? Reactive people. Yeah, Sweet Tea, man, and I actually just had, like, I was doing some introspection in regards to that statement, with people wanting to be entertained rather than informed or educated. And I feel like that's a major downfall in society, especially with the black society. Like, if we had an option, if the average black person, if you said, okay, you could either watch this and this is going to entertain you, may make you laugh or something, but it's not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. Or you could watch this to where this person is going to be educating you and informing you, and it's going to help take your life to the next level. What do you think the majority will choose? They're going to opt for the entertainment. And then when you get on these platforms, such as YouTube, they haven't made it any better. And why do I say that? Because now you are seeing, you able to see people who get donations. You able to see the people, you able to see the lucrative channels revolve more so around entertainment, opposed to a person that's really breaking things down and educating the people. When you compare those channels, it's night and day in regards to money that's being made. Now, again, it ain't necessarily about the money, but when you got people on the outside looking in, seeing it, then that's what they're going to gravitate towards. They're going to gravitate towards what they think will bring them more revenue. So if they looking at YouTube and they say, well, this person is focused more so on entertainment, gossip, bunch of nonsense, and they getting all these donations, they getting all this money, and this person right here going hard, bringing up books, and they ain't making nothing. I'm going to go ahead and focus on that. I'm going to focus on the gossip. I'm going to focus on doing what everybody else is doing, because it look like that's where the money is at. So that's why I say it has created a problem. It has made things worse in that department. Once again, they have made it made it less cool for you to focus on education, because they've made it less lucrative. You get on these platforms and you focus on really educating your people. For one, your channel might get banned if it get too deep, and secondly, you're not gonna pop. You're not gonna pop like you should. Because you're not out here being goofy. You're not out here portraying this gimmick. You literally out here trying to educate your people. You literally out here trying to bring knowledge to your people. They don't, that type of individual does not get rewarded financially like the other people that's focused on the other nonsense. Now, every now and then you may have exceptions to the rule, but on average, like the people that say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on educating. I'm gonna focus on doing my duty as a civilized person, to teach the uncivilized. So I'm gonna be quoting these books. I might get a dry erase board, and I'm literally teaching. Those people do not get rewarded like that. Just don't. And when I say rewarded, I mean financially. And these platforms did that on purpose. They did that on purpose. They know what they was doing. 4 Elements, PG, what's happening? But they knew what they were doing, man, when they allowed these platforms, like allow for you to monetize off of these platforms. And then when they created things like Super Chat and allow people to donate, they knew exactly what would happen. It's psychology. They knew what would happen. What would it, like, just imagine if there were a lot of people on YouTube that focused on educating people and they were getting massive donations and they was making six figures, they was making $10,000-$15,000 a month. And I'm talking about that was the norm. Just imagine what that would do to the psychology of the people. People would say, oh man, these people out here educating folks and they are generating a nice amount of money. That's going to shift the focus of the people. People gonna be like, oh, it's more beneficial to focus on education, to focus on knowledge. Let me focus on that. That's why they will never make that lucrative. They will never allow that. They're not gonna allow somebody that, they're not gonna allow a lot of people that's educating to make a lot of money. It's not gonna happen on these platforms. They're gonna go out of their way to make sure that does not happen. Because that can shift the paradigm easily. Because people gonna be paying attention. Younger generation gonna be paying attention. They were like, dang, man, people out here educating and they making this type of money. Cool, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna learn me something. Now it's just like, man, just be ignorant or be divisive, and you gonna make your money. Or be extra goofy, you know what I'm saying? Or you gonna make your money. And that's what people are doing. That's what people are doing. Sweet tea for sure. And I could be the prime example of that. The moment I talk about something that needs to be talked about, views low. But then when I start talking about trending topics, and I already know this from Marketing 101, but when you start talking about the trending topics, then it's like out the blue, now all of a sudden your video popping, but you ain't really talked about nothing. But then when you really actually educate people, nah. You know what I'm saying? And that creates, which is one of the reasons why I just never cared to be on these platforms, because I'm like, man, I'm too serious with the information to be on these platforms, especially when it comes to monetizing these platforms. Like I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to see all this goofy nonsense out here get monetized. And I'm looking at these people like, man, y'all feel like they ain't really talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And they leading to our demise, and it's like y'all keep gravitating toward the nonsense. I ain't got time to be seeing that. Because believe it or not, it's a lot of us that put listen, we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of time, energy, and effort into research and reading these books that will help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we put a lot of time, energy, and effort that goes into researching. A lot of time, energy, and effort, man. And listen, I do this partially for myself, but again, what good is this knowledge if you just keep it for yourself? So I'm also doing this knowledge to pass it on. And I'm not even gonna lie, man, it could get, like, back in the day, you would get discouraged, man. You used to be doing all this information, man. You used to be dropping these jewels, and it was just like, man, one thing you don't want to be in the wilderness of North America is like broke out here, man. So again, a lot of my peoples, man, a lot of people that I looked up to, they literally died broke, putting their life on the line trying to educate black people. But again, they died broke financially, but they didn't die broke mentally. You know what I'm saying? They fulfilled their purpose in life. So I had to like disconnect from that. I'm like, man, all right, as long as I'm fulfilling my mission and my duty in life, then there's no way I could actually be broke. You know what I'm saying? I'm always be wealthy in the mind. But it got a little discouraging. It's like, because you see a bunch of the nonsense get rewarded financially, and you know it's like, dude, I know what I'm talking about. It's more beneficial than what they talking about. But since I'm staying true to myself and I'm not trying to be goofy and I'm not trying to do things for views, it's like you got to suffer for being righteous and being yourself out here. You know what I'm saying? So that could always create a problem. But at the end of the day, I just realized, like, nah, I'm doing this to help the people. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about the money, which is, again, why it took me so long to get on this platform and be consistent, because it never really is about the money. I could have been on YouTube. I could have been on YouTube since 2008. You know what I'm saying? I could have been on YouTube. I could have been making money off of YouTube, but it was never about that. You know what I'm saying? It was never really about that. But then once I left corporate America, I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna get as many streams of income as I can. So let me go ahead and jump on this YouTube thing. But I could have been doing that. Man. I always had this information. I always had this energy. So I could have been utilizing it, but I just chose not to. I chose not to. Greg, peace. What's happening? Oh, definitely. What you say, Greg? You put currency into what you worship. Money shows value, and what's the people? Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. You definitely gonna put your money, you know what I'm saying, where you worship, which is why a lot of people, they worship that ignorance, so that's where a lot of their money goes. They worship disease, they worship illness, so that's where a lot of their money goes. Terenzo, for sure, it'll definitely do that. But again, we gotta get enough people to realize this collectively. And that is the problem most of the time. Getting enough people to realize something like collectively. Orlando, for sure, you say that's what I'm saying. What the people choose to entertain, you choose to entertain knowledge. You come with wisdom, entertainment, garbage. That's what's it going to be, for sure. 100%. But it's just like I said, it's a little, it get frustrating. It get frustrating when you one of them ones like that really go hard for the information, for the positivity. It gets a little annoying. You know what I'm saying? It gets really annoying because, like I said, one thing I would never do is like sell myself out. So I would never be other than myself. So you would never see me get out of character and get on here and start acting goofy and start yelling at folks, even when I'm training. Like, that's out of my character. That's not how I act. So when I post fitness videos, I'm not about to be like CT Fletcher out here and cursing everybody out. Like, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me. I'm not going to break my character for anybody or for anything. Even if I think it'd be beneficial to my bottom line, I'm not going to do it. So when you choose to remain true to yourself, man, like, they don't fool with that, man. They don't fool with that at all. All four elements for sure. We gonna always keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we fulfilling our duty. So we gonna always do what needs to be done. And I was telling, you know what I'm saying, I was building the other day, and I said something along the lines of, because a lot of times, man, people will say things like people will be on these platforms and they would say things like, you know what I'm saying, man, my people don't want to hear that, or my people don't want to hear anything about books and me quoting books. I'm like, that's false. Because let me tell you a secret about people. When they are following individuals like these celebrities, people don't know what they want. So a lot of times that's why they are following an individual. So the individual can tell them what it is that they want or need. So again, if you are on these platforms and you think your people don't want knowledge, that is false. Like I made the example. I said, listen, do you know how game changing it would be for, let's say, I'm gonna take an ignorant rapper. I ain't even gonna say ignorant rapper. I'm gonna just take a rapper that don't talk about anything for real. It's just destructive. Let's just take the NBA YoungBoy, for example, because all the young people look up to this cat. Now, can you imagine if NBA YoungBoy said, hey, just one day said, you know what, I'm gonna post this book I got right here, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. Just by him posting that book is gonna create a demand that his fans didn't even know they had at the time. His fans didn't know anything about post-traumatic slave syndrome until he posted the book. They didn't even know they needed this information until he posted it. So a lot of times, man, the fans of these people don't know what they need until the person that they is following does what we call make knowledge born. And I'm going to give you a prime example of how this works. If you're in the marketing space, it's called Blue Ocean Strategy and things along those lines. Man, get that book. Blue Ocean Strategy is a good marketing book if you are in business. But let me give you an example. LeBron James, right? If you all know LeBron James and you know who T Grizzly is, the guy that made the First Day Out song, LeBron James calls T Grizzly's song First Day Out, caused the streams to go up, man. I don't even remember the percent. It was like 300%. Just off of him being in the locker room, or I don't know if it was a TikTok or Instagram, just by him doing like a 30-second video with that song in the background and him reciting the lyrics. Now, before this song was played by LeBron James, LeBron James fans did not know that the song existed. Did not know the song existed. By LeBron James simply playing the song created a demand for the song that the people didn't even know that they had. Nobody knew this song existed. Now, I ain't say nobody. Obviously, he had some fans. But when LeBron James listened to the song, people say, oh, LeBron listening to it? Let me go download this song. That is how powerful. That's how powerful the influence is in regards to these people. So never say, oh, my people don't want to hear that, or my people don't want to listen to that. When it comes to information, that is false. Because if you are an influencer, these people will gravitate toward anything that you deem is beneficial. If you feel like it, man, if Lil Wayne said, man, this book is beneficial, this book benefited me, I guarantee you a large portion of Lil Wayne fans gonna be like, oh, Lil Wayne said this book is beneficial, then it might help me too. So, man, we gotta stop sleeping on influence. We got to stop sleeping on it, man. Listen, those people will pretty much do whatever it is that you claim is beneficial to you. So people got to understand their power and understand their influence. So I disagree with people when they say, man, my people don't want to hear that. Yes, they do. If they feel like it's benefiting you, they definitely want to hear it. They definitely want to hear it. They definitely want to hear it, read all about it. If Lil Wayne posted the book I just posted, do y'all understand how the sales of this book will skyrocket? Rude Boy, it's called Blue Ocean Strategy, man. That's the book. It's a book. If you going into business for yourself, or if you're already in business for yourself, it's a marketing book. And it basically tells you how to create a blue ocean. A blue ocean is basically an untapped market space. So it's creating a demand where there previously was not a demand. And when you look at some of your major products or your major services that then generated a nice amount of revenue, literally, that's what it is. Like I said, before smartphones came in existence, we wasn't talking about smartphones. We didn't know we needed a smartphone. Before we got flat screen TVs, we was happy we had the big back TV. We didn't know that was something that we needed. Heck, before we even get into that, before TVs even existed, people didn't know they had a demand for TVs. Somebody came along and said, I'm going to create this product. I'm going to create something called a TV. Right now, these people content with a radio, but I'm going to create something that's called a TV. TVs didn't exist before the TVs came into existence. So that's what a blue ocean is. So a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, you going into, like when you going into business, you going into market spaces that's already crowded. That book is telling you that's the wrong approach. That's the wrong approach. They telling you to tap into a market that don't even exist, or create a demand for something like and target a group of people that you normally wouldn't target for that. Like if I'm in the fitness space, instead of me targeting folks that's interested in the fitness or folks that's striving to lose weight, I'm gonna tap into a whole different demographic of people that may not even be interested in fitness at that time, because they didn't even know they didn't even know that they had that demand for it, or they didn't know they had that need for it. So I go target people because everybody essentially needs to work out, but mostly when you get into the fitness space, you're going to target people that need to lose weight, or you targeting people that's already into fitness and might want to put on some muscle or stay consistent or committed. I could tap into the people that, like the corporate CEOs that ain't thinking about working out, and I can create a whole environment for them. I can create a whole environment for like entrepreneurs and fitness. So all the people that work for themselves, I'm going to show them how to stay fit and give them the benefits in regards to why staying fit will help them with their business. These people that ain't even thinking about working out, they just thinking about being entrepreneurs. But I'm going to create a demand that they didn't even know that they had, like that they ain't even know existed. So I'm going to say, listen, I ain't targeting people that need to lose weight. I ain't targeting people that's already fit and they trying to add more muscle or stay consistent. I'm targeting entrepreneurs that ain't even thinking about working out. That would be what a blue market is, or a blue ocean, I mean. But that's a very powerful book. You know what I'm saying? So stop thinking along the lines of, I'm going to tap into a market space that's already lucrative. I'm going to just tap into it and I'm going to just try to dominate that space. No. Find something where people ain't even talking about it, or people ain't even doing it, and you tap into that. Or you can go into an existing market space, but then you tap into a demographic that ain't even thinking about it. So create that demand where there is none. Like I said, a lot of these products that we had, man, we wasn't thinking about these products before they got here. Somebody told us that, hey, you gonna need a smartphone. Somebody convinced us that we gonna need this smartphone. Somebody created this demand for a smartphone when it wasn't really even there. We was living just fine without smartphones. Somebody made us believe that we needed a smartphone when really we don't. We was living life just fine without smartphones. But somebody then told us and convinced us that we need these phones. Yeah, Brandon, for sure. Yeah. But hey, you can go just due to knowledge to a lot of these companies, man. It wasn't like these things were not in existence before they brought them into existence. You know, so Blue Ocean is what's up. Like, even if you a content creator on YouTube, you see what everybody else is talking about, find something that people are not talking about. Find something that they're not talking about. Father Job, peace, what's happening? What's happening? Brandon, for sure. Again, if NBA YoungBoy posted any type of literature, man, listen, the book wouldn't need, they'll sell out. They'll sell out. If y'all notice, speaking of him, which is why I brought his name up, NBA YoungBoy, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened to him while he got locked up, that man, he got touched or something. So he out here putting on makeup and whatnot. Of course, here we go, another black man putting on makeup. So now he out here putting on makeup, talking about he trying to get into the gothic look and things along those lines. Do y'all know how many of this dude fans is about to do the same thing? You know how many of this dude fans, some of them already putting on the makeup probably, but you know how many of this dude fans are about to follow his lead and start putting on makeup, talking about they fool with the gothic look? It's about to be a lot of them. Oh, Rude Boy, yeah, I read that book some years back. Oh, Terenzo, for sure. Yeah, Project Bluebeam. That is definitely, that definitely could be something that it is describing when you tap into that particular book and that concept. Very interesting concept, though. Yeah, Brandon, yeah. NBA YoungBoy out here putting on makeup, talking about it makes him feel more like himself or something along those lines. I might be paraphrasing it, but he throwing on the makeup saying it makes him feel more like himself. So it's like, here we go. Now you about to get a lot of his fans and they about to follow suit. They about to start putting on the makeup. They about to start embracing the gothic look. That's what they about to do. Rude Boy, yep. All right, know about that book as well. For sure. So again, man, people sleep on their influence, man. Like if you got a large following, like keyword, following, you know what I'm saying? They trust you. They trust you. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why people will follow you. They trust you. So, nah, man, if you coming with something that you saying, hey, this is beneficial, man, they gonna listen to you. So if we had more people that had a strong influence, recommend more positive things, the world would be different. But these people are afraid to do that because, again, it may take away from their bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Big brother, as they call them, that made a threat to them, or the powers that be, whatever you want to refer to them as, then threaten them and say, man, you better not start posting these books. You better not start speaking like X, Y, and Z. They gonna come after you. They gonna come after you. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons why people are shook. You know what I'm saying? They have discouraged black people from informing or educating their people. They'll take away your money. They'll take away your platform. They'll do all of that just to keep black people in the dark or just to keep black people deaf, dumb, and blind. You know what I'm saying? They working hard to fulfill that duty, to fulfill that mission. So that's why a lot of people don't do it, because that fear is instilled in them as a child, as a baby. You know what I'm saying? And they can't let that fear go. I am not controlled by that fear. I'm going to educate. I'm going to recommend these books. I don't care if I'm at 4,000 subscribers or 4 million. I'm going to recommend the same books. And I'm going to talk the same way. So that's why people such as myself, hey, slow and steady wins the race. Because they working hard to keep some of this stuff on the low. And I'm not saying what I'm talking about is deep. It's just positive. It's informative. Like, I'm not really on here bashing black people. You know what I'm saying? So it's too positive. Way too positive. So they like, nah, man, this, you know what I'm saying? This, we gonna keep this underground. Just like underground music. Like, this music is a little too positive, it's a little too informative. We gonna keep this underground. We cool with them having a small little fan base, but we ain't gonna never let it exceed this amount. We can't let them have millions of fans. We can't even let them have hundreds of thousands of fans. Like I said, man, it's people that's on the underground with the music that makes the music that's like, you like, man, why don't more people know about this person? Yeah, Airview, like I said, man, I don't know what happened to him while he was locked down, but it's odd that you get up out of that joint and all of a sudden you putting on the makeup and whatnot, especially with how the content of your music before that. You know what I'm saying? You got all this grimy music and now you putting on makeup. No, like, that ain't how that works. But again, he's part of that industry, so that's not surprising. Rude boy, man, when people start placing labels on the truth, I just ignore that, because the truth is what it is. It's the truth. When people say the truth, like, listen, one thing about the truth, you can't call it false. You can't call, you know what I'm saying? So if you call the truth anything other than false, like, that just lets me know that it's the truth. So when you say, oh man, you speaking to you bashing, you didn't just say I was lying though. That's all I need to know. You are admitting that it is the truth. But you bashing. Why you bashing religion? You didn't just say why you lying on religion. So it's all, you got to pay attention to that. When somebody say, man, why you bashing this way? Like, why you bashing people that eat this? Why you bashing people that, they ain't saying I'm lying though. They not saying you're lying though. They just say you bashing it because they can't handle the truth. So when they can't handle something, they're going to accuse you of bashing their way of life. But they not saying that you not telling the truth though. So that's one thing about the truth. People can't deny it. They can't deny it. They can't tell you that you're lying. They just get in their feelings and say, oh, you bashing. Why you bashing this? Why you bashing that? Why you bashing what I'm doing? But am I lying though? So that's the key. Am I lying though? So when people start getting all in their feelings about when the truth is spoken and they say that type of stuff, I just be like, I know what I just said was right and exact then, because you said everything, but you didn't say I was lying though. You didn't say I was not telling the truth. So that let me know what I said was truthful, and I'm good. Once I know that I spoke the truth, I'm cool. At the end of the day, the truth is what it is. It's neutral. You know what I'm saying? The truth ain't bashing. The truth ain't positive. The truth ain't negative. The truth is what it is. And a lot of people can't handle that. As they say, you cannot handle the truth. But we ain't going to place a label on it. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to place a label on the truth. We're not going to place a label on facts. These are what they are. Truth, and they are the facts. So however they make you feel, that's irrelevant to me. I don't care how to, like, I'm not telling people the truth to make them feel good. That's not why I'm telling people the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really honestly don't care how the truth makes you feel once I speak it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I'm not speaking the truth. I'm not giving you these facts to make you feel good. I'm giving you this truth. Like, if I'm in the fitness space, I'm giving you these truths so you can make changes to your life. I'm giving you the truth to realize what you're doing is detrimental to your health. So I'm not giving you the truth to be like, oh, okay, that made me feel better. Nah, I'm not doing that. That's not why I'm giving you the truth. Oh, Dominique, for sure. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But again, like, I ain't speaking the truth to be your friend. I'm speaking the truth simply because I may care about you. And I need for you to make some changes in your life. And I feel like, and I ain't even feeling like, I know that these particular changes will help you. So that's why I'm giving you this truth. That's why I'm giving you these facts. Orlando, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, it's knowing when to follow as well. You know what I'm saying? A good leader knows when to follow. You know? And then a good leader knows not only when to follow, but then a good leader knows when it's his time or her time to lead. It's like, all right, man, I got all the Jews that I needed. Now I'm able to do my own thing. I'm able to go off and be my own man and be my own woman. So a good leader knows, all right, man, in order for me to first lead, like in order for me to lead, first I got to follow. But then at that point, the leader also knows that, all right, I done been following you enough and I feel like I got the game. Let me go ahead and let me take what I've learned and let me go ahead and see what this will do for me in the real world. You know what I'm saying? So that's always, you got to know when to follow, but you got to know when, all right, I done been following you long enough. Now I'm good. I'm good. Now it's time for me to go ahead and lead myself. But a lot of people, they not able to determine that. You know what I'm saying? They just stuck on follow mode. I'ma just follow forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna follow forever. Like, nah, at some point you gotta say, all right, man, I'm about to lead self. As we call self-savior. That's what we call it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta save yourself. So at some point it's like, man, I've been following somebody long enough. I've extracted the jewels and the lessons. So now let me go ahead and put things into motion. Let me put things into motion. 4 elements for sure, man. I appreciate all of you all as well. You know what I'm saying? And I've expressed this as far as like the difficulties, man, of being what people now call a content creator, which I don't, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But being a person or being a black man that's just focused on knowledge, man, and just having a real serious demeanor, not being extra goofy and all that type of stuff, man. Like, it's hard out here for said black man. It's hard out here. Because you get, you know what I'm saying, you get criticized. Like I said, man, my facial expression, like I'm always serious. You know what I'm saying? And that's my personality. That's how I am. It is what it is. Don't mean I'm upset. Don't mean I'm mad. It just means I'm serious, man. It just means I'm about business, man. I'm about educating. I'm about putting things into motion. I know how to have a good time. That's obvious. Everybody know how to have a good time. But a good time, that's subjective. That's relative to the individual. To me, having a good time is reading and building on what I've read. To you, having a good time might be going to get sloppy drunk. That ain't no good time to me. Going out to a club where they playing a bunch of garbage music, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of people that's trying to talk to you that you can't hear over this music. That ain't no good time to me. I done been there, done that. That's not a good time for me. I have a good time sitting in solitude, reading, getting this information, getting this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good time to me. That's fun for me. But for the average person, that's not fun. You know what I'm saying? So again, all of this stuff is relative to the individual. But a lot of times you just get criticized. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, you always serious. You always reading books. When did reading books become like a problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, me being serious reading books, that's fun for me. You looking at it as serious, I'm looking at it as fun, exciting. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's all about the person. It's all about the individual. I'm having a good time. I'm having fun reading these books, learning these things that I did not know yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, you get a lot of unnecessary criticism, man, when you are a serious black man. And that's just your demeanor and personality. You know what I'm saying? Black people want you to just joke all the time, man. People don't know how to, like, I don't have time to be joking all the time. That gets on my nerves, actually. Like, that honestly just gets on my nerves, like, just joking all the time. Like, come on, man, at some point, we got to start taking things seriously. You know what I'm saying? At some point. And that's where I come in with the balance. Like, all right, I'm going to be the one. Eventually, we're going to have to get back on track and start looking at things in this serious light here. We're not about to keep playing around under my watch. Because, again, that's why we are in the condition that we are in. Play too much. They criticized us back in the day when they was trying to justify slavery, called us childlike. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they psychologically hit us with that, and we start taking on that. You know what I'm saying? They told us we was childlike so much that now that's exactly what we are. We childlike. And this was one of their justifications for slavery. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not childlike. I'm not about to be joking all the time. I'm not about to be acting extra goofy. I'm not about to be acting like a child, man, because that was one of the justifications for slavery. So we serious in this thing. Rude boy, no sir. Prodigal son, peace, what's happening? Terenzo, you say the bench almost done. Let's get it. Speaking of bench, made me think of working out, man. I got my workout in earlier. You know what I'm saying? Been getting to it with these workouts, man. We not playing with them with the fitness, man. That's one of the ways that we stay ready, so we ain't got to get ready, man. We got to stay in shape. As black men, we got to stay in shape. Because when it's wartime, we got to have some stamina. We got to have some endurance, strength, and power. You know, so that's what I'm training for. 4 elements for sure. Static saying, peace, what's happening? Orlando, exactly, man, exactly. So that's why I don't even care. Like when I'm telling the truth, I don't care how you feel about it. Sharif, and there we go. Let's get it in. Like all my brothers, man. All my brothers, we need to be working out in some way, shape, or form. There is no excuse if you the black man and you not working out here. There's no excuse for you. We should all be getting to the money. We should all be getting to it when it comes to physical fitness and mental fitness. We should all be getting to it. 100%. We should all be getting to the money when it comes to our fitness, when it comes to our health. All of us, man. No excuse. We got to hold each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Just like us in the nation, what's today's mathematics? We should be like, hey, peace, brother, did you do your workout today? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we need to be communicating with one another. Peace, brother, did you exercise today? Like, these are questions that we got to ask one another. Percy, peace. Yeah, man, yeah, I was saying that people on these platforms, they make statements like people don't want to, they don't like, they have a platform and they have followers, they have subscribers, and they will make the false accusation that their people don't want to hear anything about books. They don't want to be educated. They don't want to be informed because they think it's too boring. So yeah, you heard that correctly. And I always call that false. Because like I said, most of these people do not know what they want, which is why they are following another individual so they can get what it is they feel like, get what they think they need or want. So it's up to that person that has the influence to let them know this is what you need, because they're going to listen to you. Like I said, LeBron James woke up one day and said, I'm going to post message to the black man on my Instagram. His LeBron James fans didn't know that they needed message to the black man yesterday. But today when he posted it, guess what? They're going to order it. And appreciate that donation, person. So you know what I'm saying? People don't understand the influence that they have, man. People do not understand that. Contrary to popular belief, people do want to be educated. Again, I went to business school. They told you, they said one of the in regards to focusing on marketing, of course, controversy sells, sex sells. But they said one thing that also sells is information. They say people love to know things that they feel like other people don't. So no, education is profitable, contrary to what people are here saying. You read a marketing book, they're going to tell you that people like to be informed. People love to know things that they feel like other people do not know. So again, if you think that your people don't want to be informed and educated, it's false. Try again. If you're giving them education or information that they feel like a large portion of the population don't know, they want to know that, because what they're going to do, they can't wait to share that information. They're going to be like, man, I was on YouTube and this brother was talking about why we shouldn't be eating eggs. I ain't know that. And they finna share with everybody. So people love to be informed. People love to be informed. So stop sleeping on your people. Stop sleeping on your people, man. But y'all, with that being said, man, I got to tap out, man. I got a client that's about to come in. Last client for the morning type of midday vibe. And then I can get to the crib, eat me a little something, then head back. But I'm going to go ahead and get this gym ready, man. Get this client. Go ahead and bash this client for about 45 minutes. Y'all know what it is, because as I'm focusing on my fitness, I'm also focusing on getting these sisters fit as well, because y'all know my client base is predominantly black women out here. Percy, appreciate that donation for sure. Right on, man. I got a book on diabetes and how to reverse it. I got several books on diabetes and how to reverse it. Laying off the meat, going plant-based is one of the ways. One of the ways. So definitely, if you know somebody that's diabetic, tell them to go plant-based, tell them to go vegan, and guarantee you, especially if it's type 2, you're going to see that condition reverse itself. Diabetes is actually one of the easiest joints to reverse. Diabetes is actually one of the easiest things or easiest conditions to reverse. One of the easiest, man. So again, if you know somebody with diabetes, man, it's plenty. But I got several books, man. They all say the same thing: plant-based, vegan. Boom. Lay off of the meat. Lay off of the processed, refined, like the refined carbs, processed foods. Limit your sugar intake, things along those lines, man. And you're gonna reverse that condition. Do some fasting along that journey, and you're gonna reverse that in no time. You're gonna reverse that in no time. But with that being said, man, it's always love, always peace, man. Appreciate the donations, appreciate the comments, Appreciate the love, man. It's always peace, man. We keep this stream peaceful. I'm going to tap back in with y'all tomorrow for sure. We're going to have another powerful build, so hopefully y'all have time to tap in with me tomorrow as well. But with that being said, man, I'm out, y'all. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Thursday.